Yo, what's up, guys? This is Pete over at Fusion Corp coming at you with our first in a daily series. It's a what if series, guys, regarding Dragon Ball Super. This first one is going to be about corrupted Goku. It's a theory that I've come up with. I'm not the first to come up with some crazy theory about Goku being a villain. Not Goku Black, but the actual Goku being a villain, right? I'm not the first to come up with this. I'm not saying that, but I think that my theory is a little unique. It has a lot to do with some of the spoilers that have come out. The big spoiler that's come out recently regarding Goku in the Tournament of Power. If you don't know that spoiler, turn the video off. I don't want to ruin it for you. It has a lot to do with that, all right? So this theory, corrupted Goku theory, has to do heavily with this transformation, right? Not necessarily this transformation. I can't say that this is going to be the one. We don't know if Goku's going to have another one, another 5 transformations. Transformations are so thick and fast in this series that I can't tell you if this is his last one. If this is the ultimate transformation, that's not for this video. But I'll tell you, I'm not going to say that this transformation is going to be the one. But I think that Goku and his crazy thirst for power that we've seen throughout the course of Super is going to find him at a crossroads, right? Not necessarily by choice, but I think that the level of power that Goku is going to experience through the God Ki that he uses to go into Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue, right? We just saw Super Saiyan God yesterday in episode 104. But I think that between that and the Hakai energy that Goku has seen with his own eyes and felt as of episode 95 when Frieza hit him with the redirected Hakai energy, I think Goku's new transformation is going to create a change in him that maybe is kind of paralleled in the Super Saiyan 4 transformation of GT, where Goku becomes much more serious in his demeanor. He talks lower. He's kind of he has a weirder vibe, a darker vibe than he normally does in all the other transformations in his base form at any time, right? He seems just like a little off, right? Like he's not the same guy. I think that this new transformation is actually going to change him, right? I think it's not going to make him evil right away, right? But I think it's going to awaken this innate desire or just some feeling where he wants to test his power out on everything, right? He will become so powerful that there is no longer any person to rival him, any being, mortal or God, to rival him. And his power is going to have to be tested on a multiversal scale, right? Not a multiversal as in we have a tournament of dudes from every universe, but he's going to try and affect the entire multiverse at once in some crazy, dramatic way, right? And I think this transformation, it's not literally him being evil, right? Like I called it the corrupted Goku theory. He's changed because of this power. The destruction energy has changed him mentally. His personality is different. It's like, the same thing that happened to him when he was a baby and he fell to earth, right? Hit his head and all the crazy sand want to kill everything that went out, right? I think that maybe this transformation awakens something from that was knocked out, or maybe just changes him literally, like it makes something new in him, right? And I think that him being the final villain of the show would be a beautiful way to transition from the entirety of Dragon Ball in just a poetic way, right? We have the end of all these shows where through anger and frustration with their current situation, the Z Fighters, Gohan and Goku specifically, overcome every villain, right? Always through anger, right? Resentment for these villains who've done so much damage, right? But imagine Goku being the final villain, right? Who's there to fight him? Maybe we have all of Universe 7. We just have the Z Fighters, right? The only powerful enough people to even stand a chance against him, right? But we have Beerus, we have Whis, we have all the gods, all the universal fighters from this Tournament of Power who I believe will have some sort of affection for Goku by the end of this tournament, right? I think that even Jiren and Toppo are going to find themselves having this same respect that every villain or just bad guy seems to find themselves having with Goku. Even Frieza, to some extent, has affection for Goku, right? It's just, purely in the sense that they push each other to new levels, but it is an affection that a villain wouldn't normally find themselves having for a good guy, right? Especially not Goku being the Superman of anime, you know? He's Superman, he's goody two-shoes, right? But we have, at the end of this series, Goku in his new transformation has pushed himself to a point where his power is overcome him, right? Everybody that he has defeated through hate and anger has come together because they love and respect Goku and don't want him to go down the wrong path, right? I think that is such a poetic way to end the story, right? We have Goku who has brought all of the worst of the worst together through thick and thin. He's always brought people together by just his nice personality. They all come together to defeat him. And I actually don't think by the time we have Goku at the end of Super, I don't think it's going to be possible to defeat him. Like, I think it's going to be impossible. He'll be unbeatable. But how beautiful would it be to have them defeat Goku, mentally, right? They bring him back to a point where he can see how he has become. That'd be incredible, in my opinion. And it also explains how in the end of Z, we don't see the Super Saiyan God form from anybody. We have no mention of it, no mention of Beerus and Whis or any of this stuff in Super. Maybe they determine, Goku in particular, but Goku and Vegeta being the two mortals capable of using God energy, right, as a Super Saiyan, maybe they determine that it is not safe, right? It's not worth it. They don't need it to defeat the villains that they will come up against, right? It's just not necessary anymore. So maybe they use the Super Dragon Balls to wish to a time before they had the knowledge and that it never happens, or maybe they wish that it never existed. Whatever the case may be, the Super Dragon Balls, as far as we know, can do anything, right? Some people have already mentioned this, the Super Dragon Balls wishing away all of Super to come back as Z, and we have the ending we know, right? I'm not saying I came up with that, but I think that this way makes it actual, like it's a decent storytelling device in that sense, right? Goku and Vegeta, who have always had this crazy thirst for power, have reached a point so uncontrollable that they determine even as Saiyans that they don't want it. That's awesome. Anyway, guys, tell me what you think about this theory. If you find it, if you think it's interesting, if you think it has any credence, let me know. Like I said, I don't think this is going to happen. Really, it's a little too complicated, but I like it, and I think that it wraps up all of Goku's story and just the story of Dragon Ball series really, really well. So leave a comment, ask any questions, and like I said, guys, come back tomorrow. We're going to have some more Dragon Ball theories. This one's a little longer just because it could be the ending, right? I wanted to go into a little bit more detail, but I'm going to come in tomorrow with another one regarding some more tangible stuff that we know and that could be right around the corner. Anyway, guys, have a good night. Thanks for listening. Hit that like and subscribe button. Peace, guys.